Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute since I have filmed a long YouTube video for makeup. If you missed my announcement video, I will link it, but I am having a baby and that's why I have been gone. It was kind of a rough first trimester, but I'm feeling a lot better and it's so worth it. My husband and I are so excited. But yeah, I am here to talk about the new e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I feel like a lot of people have been talking about this. I have really been reaching for products like this recently, so when I saw it in Walmart the other day, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get that, and I think that'll be my first video back for makeup. So I'm excited. I've actually put it all on already. I'm filming this after, but we're gonna do some check-ins throughout the day. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I do have laundry going on in the background, which you can probably hear, and I'm weirdly nervous, even though I've made hundreds of videos. But this is the foundation in question, the e.l.f. Soft Glam, as I showed you earlier. So it's the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation, medium buildable coverage, long lasting, 1% hydrating hibiscus complex. Hibiscus, the Hawaii state flower. And then you guys know I always like to look up the description. Okay, so it says, a long-lasting, hydrating liquid foundation that delivers just right medium buildable coverage and a satin finish. Okay, I'm also going to look at how to use, let's see, using a foundation brush or our total face sponge, buff and blend foundation all over face and onto the upper neck. Okay, cool. Pretty straightforward. I'm excited about this because if you watched my announcement video, I am currently getting over an aversion to makeup. I know, you guys, pregnancy is wild. And smells especially. If this is not scented, I will be very happy. If it's scented, obviously I'll still use it, but I've actually been reaching for products like this a lot, so I'm hoping that this works out really well. I figure let's do one half of the face with a brush and the other half with a foundation sponge. Just go like Taylor Wynn old school style, which I'm not sure I've ever done. And I did moisturize, but I did not put on any primers because I figured let's just see how it performs without primers to begin with. I have the shade Fair Neutral. It's the lightest neutral shade they have, which I usually try to go for neutral. Okay. And it's just in a squeezy tube like this. Oh no, that might be too light. Hard to say. I mean, I can usually make stuff like this work with everything else on top. It's definitely looking sheer. I should grab a makeup wipe. It's been so long. How do I do this? Guys, there is no detectable smell. I mean, it kind of smells like makeup, but it's not fragranced, which, thank you. Thank you, e.l.f., from the bottom of my heart. I can't tell you how many foundations I have stopped using because of the scent. I'm sure that will go away with time, but okay. So let's do this half with a brush. I don't really know how much to put on. I don't know. It's not looking like a great shade match, but that's okay. I'm gonna use this Haley's Beauty brush, which honestly, none of my brushes are clean, but I did wipe it off at least from the last time I used it. Okay. It's definitely shearing out, but it is kind of perfecting the skin. It's not looking too dry. It's not covering everything, but it is covering the things that I want to cover. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not one who's super patient with brushes. I like to spread it out with the brush, but then if you looked really close at my face right now, it doesn't look smooth at all. So probably when I go in with the sponge on this side, I'll also just smooth out this side as well. So that much only covered that much. I'm gonna try to add some more to my forehead because I really didn't get any on there. I mean, it's looking nice. It's got a little bit of tiny bit of a glow to it too, I would say. I mean, that might be my skincare coming through, but I didn't use super glowy skincare. I wouldn't say this is a glowy product, but it definitely looks more natural, which is nice. Okay, I can't really say how I feel about it yet because I need to smooth it out with a sponge. Okay. Now let's do the other side with a sponge. Guys, I have had such bad acne in pregnancy. I haven't had this bad of acne in a long time, which, if you know anything about old wives' tales, is supposed to point to girl. But we still don't know yet. We'll know in 4 weeks. I actually just called the radiology department of the hospital we're giving birth at to schedule that. So I'm really excited. Our anatomy scan. Okay, let's see. Really pretty glow, huh? The shade's not quite right. I think the sponge is shearing it out, but it's not super noticeable. If you prefer a sponge, you're probably fine with this one. You might just need to add a little bit more. Yeah, it is pretty though. This is exactly the kind of product that I have been reaching for a lot lately because I have not been wanting to wear a ton of makeup. Okay, I'm gonna put more on a sponge. Obviously it's not done, guys. Like I said, I'm not one who's great at doing the half and half thing. I just need to smooth the whole thing out with a sponge. So I'm gonna add some, instead of onto the face, onto the actual sponge, which can sometimes be a good trick. I think sometimes adding it directly to the sponge can help smooth everything out, but that could just be me. That maybe add it to the forehead. In typical hormonal fashion, most of my breakouts have been around my mouth, which when you read stuff about acne, it's usually like, oh, if it's around your mouth, it's hormonal, which again makes sense. So one of the nice things is that this is looking nice as you add more product. Some foundations, the one that comes to mind for me is the House Labs. That one can be really finicky for me. Obviously that's not drugstore and it's supposed to be higher coverage than this, but that one, I've kind of found that you kind of just have to work with what you've already put on, because if you try to add a ton, it starts to look weird, at least on my skin. But this looks like one where if you add, I have an eyelash right there. If you add more, it doesn't look like it's pilling up or anything. Okay, I'm getting some like breaking apart right here, but I've had weird issues with that area lately. So it might not be the foundation. Like I said, my skin has just really been freaking out, which is kind of funny because one of my first signs that I was pregnant was usually the week before my period, I get hormonal acne that lasts throughout my period and then it goes away. I was like, wow, my face is so clear. And then once I was about maybe 7 weeks in, maybe a little bit before that, I started getting the acne. And I was like, well, so much for clear skin. That's okay. It's gonna be totally worth it. I'm just smoothing everything out. Okay, I think everything's smoothed out. Let me flip this mirror over because there's like a magnifying on the other side and really take a good look. This looks really pretty, you guys. Like I said, I'm having some issues with a little bit of breaking apart around here, but that has happened to me a lot lately with other products too. I think I'm having just some weird dryness right here. So I don't think that's the foundation because I'm not seeing it anywhere else. It's literally right here, which is where I've had issues with other foundations and with liquid highlighter and stuff just looking really weird over there where it never did before. This is really beautiful. I don't think that the shade is perfect for me, but I think I can make it work when I blend everything else on top of it. I will say I think you could build it up maybe to low medium coverage, maybe. Right now, this to me is looking like high-low coverage, but it has really evened out my skin tone, which is amazing. I haven't been wearing a ton of makeup lately. This would be awesome if I just needed to like go out and run errands or something because my skin tone looks really even. It's not gonna cover everything. If you look, let me get closer. If you look really closely, you can still see I have some acne spots right here, and it didn't cover those, but I'm not minding that so much lately. I'm okay with my skin kind of peeking through and some of my imperfections peeking through if the actual skin is more even, because I'm so fair, even though I do think this foundation's a little bit too fair for me. I am so fair that acne on me looks so starkly red. When I had cystic acne before Accutane, one time I only went to work one time without any makeup on in my entire career. I'm going into my 9th year of teaching. And I don't feel a certain way about people should or shouldn't wear makeup to work. I do because it makes me feel like I'm more ready for the day. Where was I going with this? Oh, the one time I had a student ask me if my face was bleeding because that's how red my face gets. And I had a different student ask me if I was having an allergic reaction. Hence, I have never gone to work without makeup again, although I probably could now. Maybe not now because I'm a little self-conscious about how much acne I've had with pregnancy. But since Accutane, I probably could because my skin has not been anywhere near as bad as it was. Even with as bad as it's been with pregnancy, trust me, it's nowhere near what it was then. So all of that to say, this looks really pretty. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and then I will come back and let you know how everything blended on top, and then we'll do some check-ins throughout the day. Okay, all the rest of my makeup is on. Everything blended really well over top. I made sure to pay very special attention and keep looking in that magnifying portion of the mirror, and I didn't really see anything. Again, there was a little bit here in that same area where I've been having trouble, but the rest of my face, there really weren't any problems. It looks beautiful. I think when all of your makeup is on top, you can't even really tell what light coverage it is. I feel like it just looks very even and put together and perfected. I mean, it doesn't look, which is really nice. It just kind of looks like your skin, but a little bit better. You can tell that there's something on there, but it's not super noticeable. So I really like this. I feel like I would reach for this a lot, especially in the summer, especially right now with, you know, just wearing less makeup and stuff for me. I am going to do some check-ins throughout the day, so I'll show you in natural lighting in just a minute, but I am going to tell you what things I've been wearing over top, especially because I haven't made a video in a while and told you guys what I've been using. I have it all kind of in the corner here. It's not going to be in order really. Let's see. So I used the NARS Laguna bronzer. I used the MAC matte blush in Copper Tone, and I actually topped it with this Rare Beauty one in Hope that I still don't totally know how I feel about it. I think I like it better as a topper than on its own. I used the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, the Rare Beauty contour in Bright Side, or it's their bronzer stick. This, I was interested to see how this performed because sometimes this can pull up the makeup underneath if I'm actually swiping it on. I've started almost, can you use stippling with something that isn't a brush, but almost like dotting it on instead of swiping it, and it really helps with other foundations, and sometimes it still can move around. It didn't even do that with this foundation either, so if that tells you anything, but I really like the product. And then I used the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder in Sugar Cookie. I used this Morphe NM Midnight Dune palette, pretty much every shade in it. This is really pretty. I haven't used it much since I got it because I got it right towards the beginning of my pregnancy, and then I topped it. The glitter is the Urban Decay Moon Dust in Space Cowboy that I finally got. Okay, so this added a little bit of coverage. I used the Tarte Shape Tape, which talk about scent, but I used it to highlight those, you know, highlight portions of the face. So if you wanted a little bit more coverage for this worked really well for that. I didn't add a ton, but it was just to kind of brighten up, and then of course under my eyes. And then I've really been liking this. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. And then the mascara that I use is the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions. It's their tubing one. This is really good. I have a whole video on that one, and I went back to it recently and I was like, oh my gosh, this is why I liked it so much. So yes, big fan of this so far. I will check in with you a few times throughout the day and then probably at the very end of the day to let you know how it wore, but I'm pretty happy. I would definitely put this on again, so we'll have to see how long it lasts. Okay, so here it is in natural lighting. It's just looking really pretty so far. I'm trying to show you guys here. I forgot to tell you guys too that this is $8 on e.l.f.'s website. I think I got it for $8.99 at Walmart here in Hawaii. So if that tells you anything. Again, you can still see my imperfections peeking through, but it looks natural. You know what I mean? You can tell there's something on my skin, but it's not super stark or noticeable. It just looks really natural and pretty. Okay. It's been about 4 hours. The wind is howling outside, so I'm sure you can hear that. I feel like in this lighting, you can really see that it's not a great shade match for me. Yeah, I feel like it works okay. I'm not gonna try to get another shade and never use this one again. I think it works fine, but I would just maybe add a little bit more bronzer. So I feel like you can tell that. But for the actual finish, it's looking really good. I'd say a lot of my natural oils are starting to come in though, so I probably would powder my face. So if this is one where you know you have to wear it for like 8+ hours and you can't look in a mirror, I wouldn't choose this one. But if you can kind of look at yourself throughout the day and maybe powder halfway through or something, this is looking really nice. And I haven't been doing anything crazy, but you know, some has rubbed off on my nose, probably from me wiping my nose, and the natural oils are coming through, but it still looks really nice. What do you guys think? So I'll probably just do one more check-in at the end of the night. I'm about to go to join my husband for his catering event. I just put on my biggest pair of jeans, you guys. It's not fitting too great, so this baby's growing. But yeah, I really like it, you guys. Hello. Okay, we don't have a ton of light in here. It's been 4 more hours, so this was on for 8+ hours. And it's definitely starting to look worse for wear. You can see where my sunglasses rubbed off and my oils are really coming through. I did not touch it up with powder. So this definitely isn't one that is gonna last super long throughout the day. I'd say maybe like 4 hours or so, unless you are willing to touch it up, and then it might last longer. Let me look. Okay, I'm gonna look in this magnifying mirror too. You know what though? A lot of it still looks really good. My makeup is still on. You can still totally see my blush, which is great. And I would say I always get these lines in my forehead because I was just born with those lines, and some foundations settle into them more than others. This one definitely has. But for the most part, this looks pretty darn good for being on as long as it did, and for being more of a natural coverage type of foundation. So I really like this. I'm excited to wear it again. Again, I wouldn't wear it on a night like tonight or on a day like today where I'm going to be wearing it for like 8+ hours. But if I was wearing it just for the day, I'm running errands, I'm just hanging around at home maybe. I like this, and I thought it looked really nice with all of the makeup blended on top of it too. So this is a thumbs up from me. I'm excited to keep trying it more. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I hope you'll hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your night or day. Love you guys. Bye.